What's good YouTube? In this one I'm going to show you how to randomize OOTMM, which is the Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask Combomizer. Let's get into this. Before we get any further into the video, don't forget to like this video please, because it really helps with that YouTube algorithm. It helps people to find my videos. Don't forget to comment down below as well. Comments help with the algorithm and it also helps me to understand what you guys want to see. Don't forget to subscribe because we're really trying to grow. We're hoping to get to the first 1,000 subs by the end of this year. Don't forget to turn on those notifications as well, because you'll get notified of all of my uploads and my live streams when I go live. And don't forget to join me on my socials. Those are all linked down below, but let's get back into the video. So before we even get into this, you're going to want to make sure you've gotten at least 3 things. So the first one is a copy of Ocarina of Time 1.0, either USA or Japan version will work. And you need a copy of Majora's Mask 1.0, this would be the USA copy only. Once you've gotten those, you're also going to want to make sure you have an emulator that's able to run the Combomizer correctly. So the 2 I would recommend are either Project 64 or BizHawk. Other ones like RetroArch do not work. You'll get to the point where you transfer between OOT and Majora's Mask, and the game will crash consistently. It also does the same on MuPen as well, so Project 64 or BizHawk are your way to go. So once you've got all your files, you want to come to the website. So the website is linked here. It'll also be in the description below, beneath all of my links. Don't forget to join me on those. So assuming you've got everything you need, of course, you need to click on, say, Ocarina of Time first. You want to go to where your files are located. In my case, I've got all my stuff sectioned off. I like to keep all my stuff organized. So there's my copy of Ocarina of Time. I just need my copy of Majora's Mask, which is right there. So assuming you've got both your files and they're both uploaded, you can continue. So main settings. So of course this is where you would shuffle in everything that you want to shuffle. So say for example if you want to shuffle in the Master Sword, if you want to shuffle in the Gerudo card, then stuff like Song Shuffle, Maps Compass Shuffle, Boss Key Shuffle, Ganon Boss Key Shuffle, Gold Skull Tokens, Small Keys, Town Stray Fairy, Dungeon Reward Shuffle, House Skull Shuffles, blah blah blah, all the stuff that's shuffled, and then Door of Time, you can set it to open or closed. So settings that I would recommend, because the OOTMM Combomizer is actually quite difficult, I'd recommend Song Shuffle because that's fine. Just start with Maps and Compasses. Only do Key Sanity Shuffle if you are confident, but I would always recommend removing Ganon's Boss Key so it's just out of the pool, because there's just too many locations it can end up in. Gold Skull, again, if you are not comfortable with Skull Sanity, don't do it. For me personally, I would be comfortable with it. Again, normal Key Sanity, only do that if you're comfortable. Stray Fairies, again, do it if you're comfortable. Dungeon Reward Shuffle, which you can either set them to the Dungeon Blue Warp so you can put them anywhere. So that includes Spiritual Stones, Medallions, and the Boss Remains from Majora's Mask. You can put those to anywhere in the pool. I would highly recommend only doing that if you feel comfortable knowing every location. House Skull Token Shuffle, again, it's like normal Skull Sanity and OOT, only do it if you feel comfortable. I would recommend doing this one because it is really beneficial. Hideout Key Small Shuffle, so again, you can do that if you feel comfortable. Dungeon Stray Fairy Shuffle, again, comfortability. And Door of Time, I'd highly recommend setting that to open so you don't have to worry about needing to get Master Sword to open it. Items, so this is where you can actually get shared stuff. So, for example, if you put shared bows on, that would mean as soon as you get a bow in Ocarina of Time, you would also have the bow for Majora's Mask. Personally, I would keep this stuff separate because it's within... It kind of messes with the logic a bit of both games, so I'd highly recommend turning this off unless you want, I guess, an easy mode seed, then turn them on. So, shields and stuff, you can also set these to be separate or progressive. So, again, I would just keep them as they are, because, again, it kind of just messes with... The only one I would change is MM Goron Lullaby. So, because by default in the Combomizer, you get the first half and then the second half as 2 separate things. I would highly recommend just setting that to full Lullaby only. That way you just get the Goron Lullaby and don't have to worry about the rest of it. I would only do Entrance Shuffle if you are comfortable with it, because this can really mess with logic quite heavily. So this will randomize either the boss entrances or the dungeon entrances, and it can shuffle them between both games as well. It's really screwy. So chest size matches contents. I would highly recommend turning that on, so you know if you're actually picking up something of some moderate value. You can also set it to generate the spoiler log, which I would highly recommend in case you get lost, and logic. So you want to set it to all locations. That's basically glitchless logic. Tricks, if you know a few tricks, you can put them in the logic, otherwise just leave them out. It really doesn't matter. But again, it's up to you if you know anything or not. You can also set starting items. I don't recommend doing this because it kind of, what's the point if you're not going to find your own stuff, but you could if you wanted to. There's a list for Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. And then junk locations. So this is great because junk locations allow you to make certain specific checks to complete junk. So for me personally, right, I would want, there's only 3 checks I would turn to junk myself because I hate them. And that would be, where are we? Fishing Pond Child, Fishing Pond Adult. I would add those immediately because I hate fishing in OOT. OOT fishing blows. And then, of course, I would probably do the 10 Big Pose as well in Hyrule Castle because I don't like doing that either. But they're the only ones I would actually turn. The rest of them, there we go, House Big Pose. The rest of them, I really wouldn't mind because I know those. But you can turn certain junk checks to junk if you want, in case there are certain locations you just don't like to do. So once you've done all of that, go back to ROM config and hit generate. This will then, of course, validate your ROM files to make sure you got the right ones. It will then build the ROM you need. So this will take a hot minute. There we go, that took a lot longer than I thought. It took about 2 minutes. But now you can save the ROM file, you can save the spoiler log, and save the patch file. So the patch file is if you want to share this seed with other people, send them the patch. They can then do the seed themselves. So save the ROM file. And then, of course, we'll save the spoiler log just in case, you know, you get completely stuck and need to find something. Another thing I want to point out as well is I cannot show you where to get the ROM files from because that is illegal. It's piracy. I do have my own legal dumps, so I just want to point that out. But let's get into the game and I'll show you how the Compromiser works. Alright, so once you've loaded up the Compromiser ROM file in your chosen emulator, I'm using Project 64. This is what the title screen will look like. So both logos for OOT and Majora's Mask. So once you hit the start button to create your file, as you typically would. Also keep an eye on the channel because I will be doing another one of these again soon. But you'll start in Ocarina of Time and you may be wondering, how does this work? How do I switch between Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask? Well, that one's quite simple actually. So let's say we start this as a randomizer I would normally do, right? So let's come in here quickly. Oh wow, a bunch of big chests. That's actually... Why do I get these in a randomizer I'm not doing? There's OT's hookshot. That's actually incredibly good. Pocket Cuckoo. Okay. Fire arrows for MM. Some really good checks at the start of this one, actually. And Boss Key for Spirit Temple. Damn. So let's go out. So we're actually going to go to Hyrule Castle Town Market. That's where we're going to make the switch. Also, for anyone wondering what completion reward is for this game, or completion goal, should I say? So, realistically, you can make your own. You can either beat one or the other game. So in my case, the last one I did, I set it so as long as I beat one of the 2 games, it would count as completion. So I beat Ocarina of Time. No, I beat Majora's Mask last time. Whereas a lot of people like to beat both games, but it's entirely up to you what you want your completion goal to be, really. It's not like a traditional rando, like, it's not like normal OOT rando where you just have to beat Ganon, you know, or do Triforce Hunt or whatever. Like in this instance, you can set it to either game or both. Just obviously keep in mind that if you're going to set it to both games, the length of the rando will be considerably longer because of the requirements. So do keep that in mind because the requirements for Rainbow Bridge in this by default is all 6 medallions. So you'd have to get at least 10 dungeon rewards in order to actually beat it. So anyway, once we're at the Castle Town Market, all you're going to want to do is enter into the mask shop. And once you go to the mask shop, this will take a hot moment. It may seem like the emulator crashed, but we have just gone straight into Majora's Mask. And we just got the fairy bow for OOT, handy. There you go. Oh wow, Goron Mask out the gate. That's actually incredibly good. But there we go. That's how you randomize the OOTMM Randomizer. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, please, because we're trying to grow on the platform. Don't forget to turn on notifications and join me on my socials. Those are linked down below, because I will be doing another one of these as a stream series again soon, so stay tuned for that, and I will catch you guys in the next one.